be at the money?
So the idea is Jamaica National Heritage Trust is actually looking at that facility, and it is a heritage site. So even though I have plans, I can't make plans without the authority that has the jurisdiction over it. So they are looking at the building and they will advise me as to the best way to treat with the building. My own view is that we should incorporate it as part of what we're doing in terms of the development of the museum. Remember now, in the Morant Bay Urban Center, a state-of-the-art, first world court is being built, already started. I have had an opportunity to look at the plans. It's going to be fantastic. So there wouldn't be any need to use this as a courthouse. The truth is that this has far more historic value, which makes it better suited to be part of a museum complex.
Sir, two quick ones. The impact really of what you've done in terms of laying the deed at Paul Bogle's
well, it's not his actual resting place, but it's the symbolic area for all the martyrs. It's important. The laying of a wreath is paying a sign of respect, and that's what we have done. And it is also an opportunity for remembrance. When you come to a historic town like this, pay respect to the value of the town. And so we have symbolically laid a wreath there for Paul Bogle, George William Gordon, and all the martyrs who were killed in that rebellion. As I said, that is what really started the development of modern Jamaica. It was a turning point in Jamaica's history. What we are doing here in St. Thomas is to create a corridor of development leading from Port Royal all the way to Port Antonio. A new corridor of development. So let's put it all together. We have built a new cruise ship pier in Port Royal. We have built a new restaurant and museum in Port Royal. So Port Royal is poised. But Port Royal in itself is a destination. But when you have multiple destinations all in close proximity, you really can create almost like an itinerary. You can create a corridor of development with tourism. So you have a port, you have facilities in Port Royal. Port Royal has museums, historic churches, historic sites, historic graveyard, all kinds of history-rich attractions are in Port Royal. But then just as you drive out of Port Royal, you have the airport. So you have means by which you can access, international visitors can access this corridor of development. So you can access it by cruise ship, or you can access it by airplane. Now, can you imagine that you want to come to Jamaica, cruise to Jamaica, you don't want to cruise back, you can fly back, or you can fly here and get on a cruise. So there are possibilities of how we can generate a new corridor of tourism. And then in Kingston, we have, again, very important I say attractions, but experiences and sites. We have the National Gallery, we have the Institute of Jamaica, we have the Bob Marley Museum, we have the Blue Mountain Coffee Tour. We have so many things of interest. We have Culture Yard. We have all kinds of things that people would want to come and experience about Jamaica. Or you could leave, Port Royal, and within an hour, you could be here in a newly developed historic town of Morant, where you can really begin to see and understand the history of Jamaica. And that's what we're trying to do. So yeah, we're building a lovely road and the focus is on the road. Yep, we've put in water mains and internet and some sewage, and we're building a new urban center. But I want people to see the bigger picture of how this is going to affect the local community. It is going to be transformational. So when I travel throughout the parish, as I did just today, going up from Penline Castle, coming down, the people there still haven't seen the vision as yet. They're very much concerned about their poor roads and their water situation. How is that going to change? Promises won't change that. What will change that is bringing economic activity that generates revenues. So people can earn an income, pay taxes, that generates more revenue, and then we can generally fix roads and water supply. So we're doing the things necessary, right? But usually, you know, when people have been suffering for very long, there is a certain impatience that sets in, a certain frustration, fatigue, and that gives opportunity for persons who are opportunistic in how they conduct their politics to try and play upon the frustration and fatigue of the voters. My job is to explain what we are doing, not just the vision, meaning the dreams of things to come, the plans of things to come, but to show the concrete evidence of things that have been done. And if you do that, if you show what you have done and you show what is to come, then you have hope, because there is something tangible to hold on to. And so this tour is about giving the people of St. Thomas hope that the things that matter to them, their roads and water, they are being addressed, and those that have not yet been addressed, they will be addressed.
Thank you, Prime Minister. We have to go way behind this.
So,
This statue, I wanted to ask
Next
about the
step.
statue.
we are walking upstairs that holds significant historical value. This is the site of
Bossy. Hey. At the second time I brought the medium one. What music?
in remembrance of Paul Bogle, George William Gordon, and the 437 Jamaican martyrs of October 1865 who fell because they loved freedom. Gratitude for the generations who now witness that they did not die in vain. This was done in October 1965. It is a great honor to lay this wreath at the resting place of the remains of one of our national leaders.
I was hoping that I would have met you under much different circumstances. May I go around?
Surely.
I suspect you are her daughter.
No, those
No.
are our daughter.
And you are?
I'm a friend of hers.
Pleasure, pleasure. How are you, my dear? Good to see you.
Hello.
Is it 3 daughters? Oh, where's this one? Okay. Ah, boy. So how did this happen? I wasn't able to follow all the news. I heard that there was an accident, but I didn't get to see the full thing.
Was on the trailer, went to about 20 miles somewhere. When we reached White House, is almost the post office. When it on the curve, there's a car coming down the truck going up. Like this foot was like this on the trailer. This one like this. But when we go around the corner, the black car, let me see, because my back turned to Mark Bay End. My back turned to Yalla's, face turned to Mark Bay End. So, when we go in and then see the car, it's like the driver pull back because the trailer is too long. So he pull back to make the car not want to hit the car. And then like him hold the whisk on the side of the place.
Oh, and that tear down the stones.
Right.
Oh, so that kind of get caught in the cab of his truck or something.
Right. So if the car didn't come in for him to go back there, looking like that.
It's one of those what you'd call a freak accident. Really, really very sad. But everybody tells me that you did an interview and you're in very high spirits.
Tell the truth. It's still the night here, but
Yes, it's very. I can imagine. I can join you. So this leg is also damaged.
yeah, I mean, it was big toe, piece of it, and piece of the third toe. But I have life still.
But you know, we will be with you.
Well, I do not never in this.
No, that's what I was saying. This is. Well, that way would involve myself and your MP to make sure that we help and assist you and your family.
Oh, no matter do it.
Oh, your mom is here. Have they assessed your leg to see if a prosthetic leg can work?
What I'm going to do tomorrow, I'm going to go dress tomorrow. And then some must come back up here. Not this Tuesday, next week, Tuesday. So I think probably it's that them going to give me a letter.
They will check and see if your leg can take the prosthesis. Well, if the doctors assess that you can use a prosthetic, most definitely we'll be able to assist with that. All right? The government has a program where they do help persons who are in need of prosthetic legs. So we'll make sure that that is dealt with. What did you used to do before? What was your livelihood?
Well, we used to work with sideways in the morning on the street. And after me done now, they come and open a bar right there, but it wasn't my bar. But you know, and after that, home. I'm always cooking sometimes.
So all of that mobility is going to be affected. But we'll definitely help you in every way we can. I know James is already playing an integral role. So we will do our part. You know, it's just one of those very tragic things that has happened. Very, very tragic. Very sad. So were you heading from the campaign or?
No, I'm going to leave from the nomination.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to Trinity or something like that. Or CW1.
Mm-hmm. So the nomination had finished and you're leaving. Very sad. Very, 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 very sad. Very, very sad. And you're the only person to be injured?
No, I think a gentleman was on truck as well. He still came here, sir. But him come from up that end, we don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
Because the guy that helped me as well, and I don't really come from up that way, come from.
Mm-hmm.
The lady who helped me came to the hospital, up that side she come from. But when we got to hospital and she come there about the Sunday and she has to put she was a Saturday, I said, true. I couldn't know she me know say Steph, her sister. Someone know Steph long time.
Mm-hmm.
She called you today?
Yeah, Tash called me today.
She was in bath with you. I saw her.
Mm-hmm. And it wasn't due to any, careless driving or nothing like that. Yeah, really sad the way you have described it. I don't have a better understanding.
On her first me drive with them.
Mm-hmm.
I always drive on to the night yesterday. I tell them say from she a baby, me left she with my friend and she a 32-year-old. And me drive with them whole heap of time go town.
Mm-hmm.
Whole heap of time. Till me start carrying them on motorcade with me. Me cook and carry them on motorcade with me. Show you. Me no hang out, me no